Welcome back to this week's segment of Racing Rundown Around the World. Today we are talking about the July Cup at Newmarket, although as I started out this video, I am showing you the Falmouth. We'll spend about 5 seconds on this race because as you can see by the one name here, we are, of course, going to be going with In Spiral on this segment. No real big surprise there. She's going to win this race easily. Now we'll move on to something that's actually going to be a competitive horse race, and that is the July Cup also at Newmarket. This is going 6 furlongs, and there's several horses in here that I think are very, very intriguing. We'll start off with the first horse that we're going to talk about, the favorite right now in the best odds, and that is Perfect Power, the winner of the Commonwealth Cup at Ascot last time out, and a winner of a Group 1 at Newmarket going 6 furlongs last year in September. It was a dual Group 1 winner actually before that. So he's had some very strong victories in his career, and he's the deserving favorite for this race. We didn't like him on Racing Rundown going into the Commonwealth. Unfortunately, we were wrong. In that case, he won very nicely by a length and a quarter at Ascot, going over good to firm going. And he has been able to have a lot of success in his career on that good to firm going, and that's likely what he's going to be getting at Newmarket this Saturday. So he's going to be very formidable in this spot. I am very tempted to go against him. I'm not quite settled here. Very tempted to go against him, but at the same time, it's risky to go against him because he has been so good in his career. Obviously, he didn't run great in the Guineas, but he's going 6 furlongs here, not a mile. So that is certainly something in his corner. We'll get to Arturius. I don't know why Arturius is the price that he is right now in the markets. And I know that the Godolphin, or at least one of the Godolphin horses, tapped wrong there. I know in some of the bookmakers, the Godolphin horses, or at least Creative Force, I have seen it shorter than Arturius, but in the best odds, Arturius is shorter than these two horses. And I don't really, he ran good in the Platinum Jubilee at Ascot, but he's just too inconsistent for my likings. And, I say inconsistent. He hasn't won a race since February of 2021 back in Australia. But in terms of, sometimes good performances, sometimes not so good performances. So he's my big fade in this spot. I don't really care for him too much. Definitely let him beat me in this spot. We'll move on now and talk about the first of the two Godolphin runners for this race, and that of course is Creative Force, a winner of the Champion Sprint Stakes at Ascot on British Champions Day, and I do apologize, the British Champion Sprint. So whatever, didn't have exactly the right name, but you get the idea. Very strong effort last time out. At Ascot in the Platinum Jubilee, lost by a neck to his stablemate Naval Crown. Disappointing run at Maidan, but I think especially with that last effort, you can just kind of toss it. And, his career is kind of iffy on good to firm going. He's got some wins over it. He's got some iffy races over it. Last time out, though, very strong effort at Ascot in that Platinum Jubilee. So I'm not super concerned about it. I know I picked him at Maidan, and I got off of him at Ascot, and I'm kind of glad personally that I got off of him because that would have been a very tough beat had he ended up winning the race. But I will say, very strong effort last time out for him, and he's the logical pick in my mind to go against Perfect Power. Naval Crown, though, he is certainly the lesser of the two in terms of the accolades, but Naval Crown ran really well at Maidan, and then obviously was the winner last time out in that coronation, not coronation, the Platinum Jubilee, mixing the races up at Ascot. Apologize for that. Runner up behind his stablemate last year, I should say, at Ascot 2021. That was only his second time going 6 furlongs, and his two efforts have been very credible efforts. So he's probably more of a 7 furlong to a mile type, and he'd actually be a horse that I'd be interested to see come over for the United States for the Breeders' Cup, to the United States for the Breeders' Cup later on in the year. But Naval Crown, really nice effort at Ascot, and you're probably going to get a better price on him, at least at the moment, than his stablemate. And I think they're relatively evenly matched with each other. So I would not think that it wouldn't make sense to take a chance and go with him here. I want to move on now to the 6th in this race, Alcohol Free. Alcohol Free is a horse that I really, really like. in terms of the past form in her career, and I do apologize for that pop-up notification. But not great coming in here. Now, she did give a good account of herself in the Platinum Jubilee, and she's been going a mile recently, and her form at 6 furlongs to 6, 7 furlongs is good for her. So I think alcohol-free at a price in here is potentially one that could hit the board, but I don't know. The recent form has been kind of iffy, and she's not one that I would pick on top just because of the inconsistencies that she's had as of late. Moving on now, the final horse that I'm going to talk about is Happy Romance, who was my pick in the Platinum Jubilee. He was another one who was in about the same position. He ran really well there, and he ran really well in the Middle East during the winter in Riyadh and at Meydan. Runner-up at Meydan, third in Riyadh in the turf sprint there. Didn't run well at Ascot in the Champion Sprint Stakes, but before that, a couple of good runs. One at Newbury, that was a Group 3 victory, and then at Haydock in a Group 1, he was fourth behind Emirati Anna, who is interestingly also in this race. And, form's not great for Emirati Anna, but if the price is certainly right, maybe some kind of a place wager might not be the worst thing. But I am going to be a little bit unoriginal in this spot, and I am going to pick Perfect Power in here just because the recent form has been so good for him. And I'm not going to be foolish and try to go against an obvious, really strong last out victory. And he's doing what he wants. So I feel like at this point I kind of have to go with him in this race. So with that being said, he's going to be the pick that I have in here. And like I said, value plays underneath Happy Romance, and alcohol free would be the ones I feel strongest about, and then maybe Emirati Anna if the price is right. But I would say definitely the two big ones underneath are Happy Romance and alcohol free. And that's going to be it for this week's segment of Racing Rundown Around the World. We'll be back next week with our usual segment, and hopefully we're able to help you out with something. So, and I should also say, Inspiral is the pick in the Falmouth, but that's a complete given. And with that being mentioned, that's it for this week. And be sure to check out our Belmont Derby and Belmont Oaks stuff, also on Racing Rundown. We'll see you next week. Have a good one.